Sergio Perez's recent stint with Red Bull Racing is becoming increasingly problematic, particularly after yet another disappointing qualifying session, this time in Las Vegas. The Mexican driver shockingly ended up in 16th position on the grid, failing to advance past Q1, a situation almost unimaginable for a team that has been dominating Formula One for years. What makes matters worse is that this is the 6th time this season Perez has been eliminated in the first round of qualifying, raising serious questions about his future with the team. Red Bull, a team synonymous with excellence, now faces the real possibility of losing its grip on the Constructors' Championship. With McLaren and Ferrari delivering consistent performances, Red Bull has dropped to 3rd place, despite the exceptional efforts of Max Verstappen. Perez's ongoing struggles are not just an individual concern, but a challenge to the team's broader aspirations. Adding to the pressure, Perez was outpaced not only by Verstappen but also by drivers like Liam Lawson, who managed to outperform him to secure a spot in Q2. This is an alarming situation for Red Bull as they look to maintain their position as Formula One's leading team. Perez's inability to adapt and deliver has left Red Bull questioning if the 34-year-old still has what it takes to compete at the highest level. Sergio Perez's failure to progress beyond Q1 in Las Vegas is just the latest episode in what has been a challenging season for him. Since the summer break, his points tally has significantly dwindled, leaving him vulnerable to criticism and speculation about his future with the team. While his contract runs through 2025, both Christian Horner and Helmut Marko have hinted that Red Bull might reconsider their options if his performances don't improve. For Red Bull, the stakes are higher than ever. The Constructors' Championship is slipping away as Ferrari and McLaren capitalize on consistent results from both their drivers. Red Bull, a team that has long relied on dominant performances, finds itself lagging behind despite Verstappen's brilliance. Perez's lackluster form is no longer just disappointing, it's become a liability that threatens the team's goals. Helmut Marko, a senior advisor at Red Bull, didn't hold back his criticism following Perez's elimination in Q1. Marko admitted that while the team could have tried a different tire strategy, the main issue lies with the driver's performance. His frustration reflects the growing dissatisfaction within the Red Bull camp. Perez himself has acknowledged the challenges he's facing. In a post-qualifying interview, he spoke about struggling with grip and hinted at deeper issues with the RB20 car that make it difficult for him to extract its full potential. Yet Verstappen seems to have mastered the same car, consistently delivering results and highlighting the gap between the two teammates. The disparity is undeniable. While Verstappen comfortably competes for pole positions and podiums, Perez is often stuck in the midfield, struggling to stay competitive. This contrast raises questions about Perez's adaptability and ability to meet Red Bull's high expectations. As the season progresses, Sergio Perez's struggles are becoming a focal point for Red Bull. Despite having a contract until 2025, his position in the team is under intense scrutiny. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team principal, has hinted at the flexibility in driver contracts, suggesting that the team might not be bound to its current lineup if changes are deemed necessary. Helmut Marko has made it clear that Perez's performances are falling short of the team's expectations. He simply wasn't fast enough, Marko said, addressing Perez's latest Q1 exit. While technical adjustments to tire strategy were discussed, the overarching issue is Perez's inability to deliver consistent results. This isn't just about one poor qualifying session, it's about a season-long trend that has undermined Red Bull's efforts in the Constructors' Championship. For Perez, the problems extend beyond technical issues. His inability to adapt to the RB20 and extract consistent performance from it has brought his confidence into question. Formula One demands precision and mental toughness, and Perez appears to be faltering on both fronts. Verstappen, on the other hand, has shown an uncanny ability to work around the car's limitations, further emphasizing the gap in performance between the two drivers. The pressure is now at an all-time high. Red Bull's dominance in Formula One has been built on a foundation of excellence, and the team can't afford to carry a driver who isn't performing at the required level. Perez's inability to match Verstappen's pace is not just a disappointment, it's a direct threat to Red Bull's success. As the season nears its conclusion, the possibility of Red Bull exploring alternatives becomes more likely. Emerging talents like Liam Lawson and even experienced drivers like Daniel Ricciardo are being considered as potential replacements. This puts Perez in an even more precarious position, as his underwhelming results leave little room for negotiation. With each passing race, Sergio Perez finds himself closer to a tipping point in his career at Red Bull. While he has pointed to a lack of grip and ongoing challenges with the RB20, his struggles are no longer confined to the technical realm. The psychological toll of underperforming compared to Max Verstappen has become evident, and this is beginning to affect his decision-making on the track. Mistakes are piling up, and his ability to rebound seems increasingly limited. Meanwhile, Red Bull is carefully evaluating its next steps. Helmut Marko has confirmed that discussions about Perez's future will take place after the final race in Abu Dhabi. "We will review all possibilities and make a decision," he stated, leaving no doubt that Perez's position is under review. While there's no immediate urgency for a change, the team is clearly weighing their options for the 2025 season and beyond. Christian Horner's comments have also reinforced the team's strategic flexibility. He has hinted that Red Bull could wait as late as the Australian Grand Prix next year to finalize their lineup, suggesting that Perez's fate might not be sealed immediately. However, this also implies that the team is actively considering alternatives, which include emerging drivers like Liam Lawson and other experienced contenders. For Red Bull, this decision is not just about replacing a driver, it's about maintaining their dominance in Formula One. Verstappen's consistency has kept the team afloat, but the Constructors' Championship demands a reliable second driver. Perez's inability to deliver consistently has placed the team in a difficult position, where they must balance loyalty with the need for results. As the season winds down, the implications for Perez are becoming increasingly dire. Despite his insistence that the team will honor his contract, the mounting pressure from within Red Bull suggests otherwise. The possibility of losing his seat is no longer just speculation, it's a very real outcome if he cannot turn his performance around in the remaining races. Red Bull has long been a team that thrives on precision and performance, and their patience with Sergio Perez is wearing thin. While Max Verstappen is cementing his legacy as one of Formula One's greats, Perez's inability to support the team's broader objectives is creating a glaring imbalance. Verstappen's dominance contrasts sharply with Perez's lack of pace, leaving Red Bull exposed in a Constructors' Championship battle that should have been a formality. In Las Vegas, the qualifying gap between Verstappen and Perez was a staggering 0.8 seconds, a chasm that highlights the disparity between the two drivers. Red Bull's frustration is evident, with Helmut Marko openly questioning Perez's suitability for the team. "With performances like this, we can't even think about second place," Marko stated, underscoring the urgency for change. Perez, on the other hand, has offered explanations for his struggles, pointing to fundamental issues with the RB20. He has spoken about a lack of grip and balance, but his struggles seem to go beyond the technical setup of the car. Verstappen's ability to adapt and deliver consistent results under the same conditions further exposes the weaknesses in Perez's approach. The mental aspect of racing is also taking its toll on Perez. His repeated failures in qualifying sessions are eroding his confidence, leading to mistakes that compound his problems. Formula One is unforgiving, and drivers who cannot adapt quickly are often left behind. Perez's inability to overcome these challenges has placed his Red Bull career in jeopardy. The team's decision on Perez will not only impact his career but also Red Bull's future strategy. While emerging talents like Liam Lawson and even seasoned drivers such as Daniel Ricciardo are being considered as potential replacements, Red Bull knows that finding the right fit is crucial. The next driver must complement Verstappen's efforts while maintaining the team's competitive edge. As the Formula One season heads toward its conclusion, Sergio Perez is facing one of the most critical junctures of his career. Red Bull's patience is running out, and the team's leadership is already making contingency plans. Christian Horner has emphasized the importance of evaluating every driver under Red Bull's umbrella, while Helmut Marko has made it clear that no underperformance will be tolerated. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is shaping up to be Perez's final opportunity to prove his worth. If he can deliver a strong performance and demonstrate that he can support Red Bull's long-term goals, he may yet salvage his seat for the 2025 season. However, with each passing race, the odds seem to be stacked against him. Red Bull's future hinges on its ability to stay ahead of rivals like Ferrari and McLaren. The Constructors' Championship has become more competitive than ever, and a second driver who can consistently bring in points is a necessity. Perez's current form has not only failed to meet expectations but has also put the team's strategy in jeopardy. While Perez continues to publicly assert that his contract will be honored, the reality is far more complex. Red Bull has the resources and flexibility to make changes if necessary, and emerging talents like Liam Lawson, as well as other experienced drivers, are waiting in the wings. The team's leadership is carefully analyzing every possibility to ensure that they make the right choice for the future. For Perez, the writing is on the wall. If he cannot deliver a dramatic turnaround in the final races of the season, his time at Red Bull may come to an end. Formula One is a sport where results speak louder than words, and right now Perez's results are not making a compelling case. As the dust settles on the 2023 season, one thing is clear: Red Bull's decisions in the coming weeks will define the next chapter of the team's legacy. Whether Sergio Perez will be part of that story remains uncertain, but the clock is ticking. What do you think? Can Perez turn things around, or is it time for Red Bull to move on? Let us know in the comments below.